Welcome back to Market to Market. This week in Made in TNT, Susan Thomas of Event Essentials Eco Designs talks to us about how she turned her hobby of recycling paper into a thriving home business. Tell us about Event Essentials Eco Designs. What products and services do you offer?
Okay, at Event Essentials Eco Design, our first and foremost product is handmade recycled paper. That's a basis for all the other products that we offer. And off of that comes anything that you can think about that can be made from paper. That includes jewelry, home decor lines, things like placemats, napkin rings, and all those sorts of things. So greeting cards, thank you cards, stationery for all your personal stationery and that sort of thing.
How did you get into this business?
Okay, I started off initially because of my interest in the environment. Okay, I was away on vacation and I saw a recycled paper greeting card. And I was about to buy it. I was in London and it was £16. And I'm like, wow, £16 converted to TT dollars, that's a lot of money. But I looked at it and I said, but if this is recycled paper, I can do that. That's something that's discarded and, and could be reused. So I came home, I came back to Trinidad and I decided to Google it. And I taught myself from then how to recycle paper. I had to create all the equipment because there was nothing like that I could ready-made for me to use here in Trinidad. So I had to learn how to make everything from scratch. So that's how I started getting into recycling paper and that sort of thing. And after a while I had a whole set of paper here that I was just recycling, and nothing to do with it. And then I had to find products that could be made from the recycled paper. So that's how I got into this,
So where did the inspiration come from? You have all this excess recycled paper hanging around. How did you decide, let me try jewelry or let me try wall clocks or whatever? How did you get to that place? What was the inspiration?
The inspiration was a need to use the paper that I had in the first place. And then, from doing research, I saw what other people was doing, with recycled paper. And then I came up with these ideas myself. I didn't realize at that point that I, at a personal level, had the artistic ability. And from then, because all the jewelry and everything was things that I taught myself. I never had a jewelry making course or anything like that. So because of the need to use the paper, I found ways to use it, to use the recycled paper.
And what made you decide to go commercial?
But that came on gradually, as a matter of fact, from word of mouth. I started by teaching how to recycle paper through the Ministry of Community Development. My first foray into anything that could resemble business was through a UNDP grant. Through the Diego Martin Village Council, we applied for the grant and I taught paper making through the grant. And then I started off small by teaching them how to do the greeting cards and that sort of thing from the paper making. And it is growing into a business, which I am enjoying very much. Yes.
So how long ago did you actually start the business side of it?
I would say about 3 years. About 3 years ago, yeah, that it started, yeah. But about 3 years.
So I know when you started, you said you had lots of paper lying around and you didn't know what to do with it. I imagine now that it's a business, you have to continually source paper. Where do you get the raw material from?
From offices, like my daughter would bring home the shredded paper from the office, plus my own bills and that sort of thing. Like I collect from my daughter, my mom, all the old bills and things. And you don't have to worry about ID theft because all your old bills is just going into the pulp and, nobody could see get any information from that. So usually, and surprisingly, it does not take a lot of discarded paper to create a one sheet of paper. So it's paper is readily available. When I do my courses, I get from the TSTT. I just go into the people and I ask them for bags of shredded paper and that sort of thing. So, and a whole garbage bag of shredded paper could last me anything from 6 to 9 months. So it does not take a lot of paper either to recycle into something.
So a garbage bag of shredded paper will give you how much product?
As many as I want, because apart from shredding the paper, I use, I use other material. Because from the paper, I am now into recycling plastics and that sort of thing. So some of my products are made from old soft drink bottles and old soda cans and that sort of thing. So I still didn't answer your question. I say a bag of paper, you give me about 50 products. Yeah, about 50 products, according to what my mind, goes to at the moment.
Recycling paper, in my mind, seems like something extremely complicated. But can you go through the process of what it takes to recycle paper?
Okay, it's not complicated at all. All I need is a kitchen blender, osterizer, some water, and some old bills or old shredded paper. I pour the shredded paper into the blender, I pulp it up, I pour it into my mold and decal, and I have a sheet of paper. It could take, the process to make one sheet of paper could take anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. And because our climate allows the drying process is very quick, very, very quick. But it's not complicated.
What are the benefits of using recycled paper, perhaps other than it being environmentally friendly? Why would somebody choose products made from recycled paper over the other products available?
Well,
or materials available.
Well, the people who will go for that are usually people who are interested in being environmentally friendly. They'll just like the textures and all the different things that you can add to it, because it's not just the pulp you add in. Like I can add flower petals, seeds. I can make plantable seed papers. People do wedding invitation because they want the memory of the occasion to last. So I add seeds to it, vegetable seeds, floral seeds, all of that to it. So it gives you, it extends what you can basically do with your gift or whatever to the person. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's the reason why I think people will go for it. And they just like the idea of having something that's different. Wearing a pair of earrings that is not made from gold or silver or something like that. That's affordable and very light to wear. So it can be as big as possible, as small as you want it. And,
What are customers' reactions when they hear for the first time that these earrings or whatever you have on display is actually made from recycled paper?
So, wow, that's made from paper? Because sometimes if I'm out there selling, people will just kind of pass by because, according to what I have up. And then so I would say, would you like to take a look at my recycled paper jewelry, especially the jewelry? And they'll be like, is this really made from paper? But I thought it was shells or something like that, because it's very hard, it's very durable, and people become excited about it, and they would ask more questions and that sort of thing.
Going green is something of a political statement, maybe even a way of life for some people. Do you think it's really catching on in Trinidad and Tobago?
I would say it is. Because right now I find that the schools offer environmental programs, and I've been very much involved in teaching the paper recycling to schools and that sort of thing. So once the children, and when I get out there, like I was in a school a few weeks ago at Digomatin a boys' school. And one of the boys said that his aunt did her wedding invitation from recycled paper. So, and you get those little stories as I go out there. I think it is catching on. I think it is, because there are other people that are making the paper beads and, doing the recycling and that sort of thing.
How do you promote your business?
Well, that's because I'm just getting into it and I don't really have a business background. That's one of the things I'm just starting to learn how to do. I, thank for win and that sort of thing. I have not really been promoting it, more by word of mouth, but I have not gone out there. Other than Facebook, I'm now starting, I developed a logo and that sort of thing. But mainly through Facebook, through the social media, and which I'm now learning to, manipulate to suit what I have to.
Is your intention to grow into a big business, or do you just want to keep it nice and manageable?
I would like to keep it nice and manageable. I hope that within the next 2 to 3 years, I maybe have about 2 part-time employees, but I kind of see myself moving from here because it's self-sustaining. I would like to see, because I never took out any loans or anything like that, I would like to see how far I could really make it self-sustaining. How far I can go without, I shouldn't say growing too much, growing too large. And this way I can encourage other women, others unskilled women, mainly I because that's my area, women's studies, gender affairs and that sort of thing, how to get into business without spending a lot of overhead and that sort of thing. So that's mainly my, initially that was my main objective. I belong to the network of rural women producers, and we offer training, and my program is one, my business is one, where we teach women how to make the beads and that sort of thing. Because these are things that you can sit at home with old magazines and that sort of thing and do without having to go out and get a loan from anybody, to start it.
Do you also offer your paper making workshops to the general public?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm having one is coming up at the upmarket on the 7th of September, and which I'm going to have two sessions for the day at the upmarket. Yes, but I do offer it to the general public.
How can you be contacted for those who might be interested in the workshops?
Okay. Well, through Event Essentials Eco Design, where you can find me on Facebook, and my phone numbers 637-4502. That's my home number, and my cell number is 742-9864.
And quick question: what would you like to see in the upcoming budget?
Well, more assistance to small business. Now I am. Assisting small business people, especially women, the single women, if we can promote programs that will get them involved in getting themselves out of whatever dilemma they are in at the moment, and allow them to feed themselves and their families. But, hopefully the budget helps people like them, and like us, I should say.
This brings us to the end of this week's episode of Market to Market. Thanks for staying with us. As always, we love hearing from you. What did you think about this week's show? Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter to let us know. It's Independence Week here in Trinidad and Tobago, so we take this time to commemorate our country's 51st anniversary of independence.
Islands in the sun.